What's up, guys? My name is Jaybur. Welcome back to the Footcast. There is no Reese today because unfortunately he's got that thing we can't mention on YouTube because otherwise we'd get demonetized. And
We'll give you a hint.
You should do that all the time, Chris. You really should do that all the time.
That mask is a virus.
Oh my god. I was thinking about the hoodie, to be honest. But yeah, if you're enjoying the content around here, give this video a like, subscribe, or just look at our socials down below. And yeah. So, boys, how we been this week?
Good, mate. Chelsea have just qualified for the last 16 of the Champions League as of tonight. Good. So
yeah, you really struggled against an Austrian team.
Yep.
You struggled against a Cypriot team. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but we're crap. So
you're not crap. You're not crap. You can't say that, Chris.
You said we were crap last time.
You were crap last season, but this season it's a massive difference.
Not that massive. Did you not see what happened against City?
Just Nathan being nice about Man United.
Yeah,
don't worry. One of our topics, I'm sure Chris is going to disagree with me as usual, ladies and gentlemen.
Go on then. Wait, what am I going to disagree with you though?
We'll see when it comes to one topic. But yeah.
All right.
Okay. So one of the big news so far this week is the announcement yesterday of Unai Emery is now the new Aston Villa manager. Do you think that Steven Gerrard should have been given more time? He was in the job for 11 months.
It's for me. I think it is a bit of. I think that it's funny because obviously Steven Gerrard played for Liverpool and stuff, and he couldn't win the league as a manager or as a player. He couldn't even do it as a manager last year for Liverpool.
Wait, as a manager for Liverpool? What?
Oh yeah, Aston Villa. Remember last day he couldn't win it as a manager. Yeah.
Right.
Remember all the memes saying he couldn't win it as a player. Now he can't win it as a manager. The thing is, I think that it's a tough one with that one because people could have said Lampard could have been sacked by Everton. You know, I mean, obviously Everton survived, but I don't know, maybe a bit more time. But you know, the results were not really going Villa's way, were they? And they just spent some money in the summer as well.
Yeah, I mean, they spent money in the last two windows. Like the last two windows, they spent money, and both managers that spent money both been sacked.
Yeah, so it's a hard one with that one. I mean, I don't think I hope it maybe I don't think it's ruined his managerial career. Like I do believe he'll get another manager job, but I don't know if it'll be in the Premier League or it'll be a Liverpool job when it comes soon. So,
but do you know what I find right? What I find interesting about it is that I find it absolutely hilarious because for one, fuck Steven Gerrard. Two, think about it this way. It's proven another fact as well.
What's that?
It's proven the Scottish League is absolute pony. I mean, bear in mind, Neil Lennon couldn't do anything in a League One Bolton team. And he is held in such high regards in Scotland.
Well, they're a different kind of animal, though, aren't they?
Yeah. Sunday League.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, with Gerrard, it is funny. Like, it is absolutely hilarious that it's happening.
I mean, even the Villa fans were singing Slippy G songs. I
know they was, and they turned against him after their 3-0 defeat to Fulham. Had Gerrard had won or got a draw, I reckon Gerrard would still be in charge.
Obviously. Yeah, but you could tell everyone went off him, though. The fans, the players.
When the fans start turning against you, then the board will do something.
Do you know what's even funnier, right?
What?
Steven Gerrard used the Villa job as a stepping stone to Liverpool.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
And how's that working for him?
It's worked out
for the most part. He didn't do too badly, did he?
Not at the start.
He had a good 5-6 games, and then what do you have after that?
He managed to attract the likes of Coutinho to the club. He managed to, get the likes of Diego Carlos into the club. Unfortunately, he got a very serious injury on his debut that he had that serious injury?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of errors that Steven Gerrard did, really, because taking the captain's armband from Tyrone Mings, who is a big influence over the team, was probably one of his biggest mistakes.
And that was before the season even started. He stripped him off it.
Yeah,
so he already made a big impact there already. So
that's what I give Eric Ten Hag credit, though. Like, we're going to managers, like new managers, for example. Ten Hag comes in, doesn't strip the captaincy off Maguire, but plays him for a few games, notices the Maguire's absolute pony, and is like, you know what, you're benched. No. So, I mean, Steven Gerrard did the complete opposite from that. He was just like, yeah, you know what, I'm stripping you as a captaincy for no reason.
I mean, yeah, there must have been backstage dressing room grief in regards to that, because there's been no explanation, essentially, has there, why he took the captaincy from Tyrone Mings. I don't know whether he planned for Diego Carlos to replace him. I don't know. But there was rumours of Luis Suarez going there as well.
Yeah, I remember that rumor.
Unfortunately, he didn't. So,
by the way, I think you're streaming, Jason.
Why?
I've just had a notification, rags to riches.
Oh shit, I am streaming. Oh, do you know what? Let's carry on. Sorry if you're watching us on Twitter. If you're watching us on Twitter,
yes.
He did obviously come to Aston Villa to get the experience of the Premier League as a Premier League manager before he did get the Liverpool job. But obviously Liverpool won't be hiring him anytime soon, because obviously Liverpool will stay with Klopp, obviously, because Klopp's got a contract till 2026, which doesn't mean nothing these days in football. Mm-hmm. But
Gerrard, he slips on his fucking ass and keep it to Denver Bar. Steven Gerrard.
But to be honest, he will get another manager job. But to be honest, I think if I was Gerrard, he'd probably go to the Championship. I don't think he needs to go. He doesn't need to be in the Premier League. Well, he will probably be Liverpool manager one day, but for him, just go to a Championship team, start fresh there, kind of thing.
But do you know what's proved? Oh, sorry, go on.
No. I think it's also this growing trend of former Premier League greats, and people think they're going to be brilliant managers.
Do you know? I was just going to say that. I was going to say it's funny how the supposed best two midfielders, they're not the best midfielders. Sorry, I'm just saying, but supposedly the best two midfielders have been the crappiest managers out. And then you got a manager who was sort of like a bench warmer, wasn't really held. I mean, was a good player for Everton, and is doing so much better than both of them put together.
Who's that?
Mikel Arteta.
Oh yeah, Mikel Arteta. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mikel Arteta. But
no, I said not like compared to them two. If they're all three in the team, who's on the bench?
The thing is, since we're chucking out Lampard, he's doing better. They're like, where's Solskjaer these days as well? So
we got in Solskjaer. We're talking about Lampard, Gerrard.
You're having your little dig, so I thought, well, I'll just chuck in Solskjaer. I thought I'll just chuck in Solskjaer because
the thing is.
Solskjaer's won a trophy as a manager, though. Unlike Steven Gerrard, couldn't get Derby.
To be fair, hang on, you're saying that, but he won it in a Norwegian league.
But Frank Lampard was in the Championship.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get
Chelsea,
that. But
with some Chelsea star players like Tammy Abraham when he was at Chelsea,
and don't forget
and Mason Mount,
and Wayne Rooney got Derby relegated. So we'll just
20-odd point deduction, and he nearly saved them.
Oh no, he nearly did, but it doesn't.
Sorry,
Frank
Lampard
did it. It doesn't matter if you nearly did it. Like Lampard nearly got Derby promoted, but he lost.
Yes, but bear in mind, Derby were in the exact same position they were in the year before. They finished in the exact same position with the exact same outcome as they did the season before. They've done nothing different other than bringing some Chelsea players.
There's a reason why. Lampard has got the Everton job, and Solskjaer is still
because he's a name, and people are like, "Oh, he's Frank Lampard. He must be good."
So, do you not think that will happen with Gerrard? Then, do you not think that maybe Wolves or Bournemouth will go, "Oh,
to be honest, if any of you watch Monday Night Football, Sean Dyche was actually on there,
Sean Dyche.
And actually, to be honest, I'm
Nice for
surprised
England.
he's not been contacted by Wolves or Aston Villa, or he's not been contacted by Bournemouth. And he even said, I do get the itch for it, but at the same time, he's also enjoying his time off. But he does get the itch because he is a good manager, Sean Dyche. I actually think he's quite quality.
Nice for England.
And I do
get
believe
people in the comments.
he will be. I'm surprised he has not been contacted yet. I'm surprised someone like Wolves have not knocked on his door, or Bournemouth. But I think Bournemouth, there's rumours saying that Bournemouth are sticking with their manager. There's obviously Wolves, I don't know, like QPR manager rejected his offer.
Yeah.
So Sean Dyche is getting the itch for it, but he hasn't been contacted by any of these clubs, and he's enjoying his time off, but he's also getting the itch for it as well. But it is a tough, it's tough business.
Can I just bring you back to something? Talking about ex-Premier League players that turn into managers that are doing a little bit okay. I think personally we could put in that category is Patrick Vieira.
I agree. I do agree.
He's doing a lot better than Lampard and Gerrard, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, I do agree. I think Vieira's doing a terrific job considering he's at a club like Crystal Palace, who didn't really spend much money this summer compared to Villa. Compared to Villa, but at the end of the day, Vieira. For me, I think Vieira will be the next Arsenal manager.
The guys, I have a question from the chat. Score prediction for Palace v Southampton.
I'm going to go to... Who's at home?
Palace.
I'm going to go 3-1 Palace.
Who are they playing, sorry?
Southampton. You're looking at the freaking chat, Chris, because you're writing Sean for England in there.
That's a good question. I think it's going to be quite a boring game, to be honest. I think it's going to be like a 1-1 or a 2-1 to Southampton.
But then, having said that, Southampton got a draw against Arsenal on Sunday. That'll probably boost their confidence a little bit, considering Everton lost 3-0 to Crystal Palace.
The Lampard effect.
Are you sure it went the other way around?
No, I'm sure it went the other way, because last season you gave a 2-0 lead away and Lampard was in charge and Vieira was still in charge.
Yeah, okay, whatever. So let's move on. What do we think? What sort of effect do we think that Unai Emery will have on Aston Villa?
I think he will have a decent start, because I said when Potter got appointed Chelsea manager, it's a thing called new manager syndrome, where they do well. They want to be in his best 11. It's the honeymoon.
So when's Potter going to have that then?
Huh?
Who?
When's Potter going to have that effect?
Well, he's already having that effect, don't you think?
Graham Potter.
I mean, you drew with us.
Yeah, I know, but at the end of the day, I thought a draw was actually a fair game, to be honest.
Christ. Yeah, so what do we think Emery, what sort of effect could he have?
I think he'll do well. Do
you think he could attract really good players?
I think he'll bring some players from Villarreal to the Premier League.
Gerard Moreno plays.
I think he'll bring some good, reasonable players to the Premier League from Villarreal, because it does happen a lot where a lot of players from the club that they managed follow them out the door as well.
Yeah, I mean,
true, but are they going to want to drop to like a different level?
Oh yeah, they've gone from playing Champions League football to no Champions League football. Villarreal, European football to no European
United
football.
Or Spain.
Yeah, I don't know where Villarreal are in La Liga.
They're not doing too well at the moment.
Oh, fair enough. So he's left at
pressure. I mean, I'm not going to even justify that comment, Chris. I'm 5-1 Southampton. Talking about, the effects of a manager leaving a team, Brighton, I mean, since they lost Potter, they've won one game.
I know, but the thing is, he's laughing. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, he's laughing at you, but Brighton are still higher than Palace, and he's still. I
don't care. They're going to be.
He still owes off a Brighton shirt.
It'll be like a fat man greased up going down the slide, mate. Anyway,
the thing is, I thought
that's what you're meant to be doing in Brighton if you lose the bet this season.
What's that?
I thought that's what you'll be doing in Brighton if you lose the bet.
What's that?
Being greased up going down the slide.
If I have to avoid, if I can not wear the
No,
Brighton-
you're wearing the Brighton shirt, but you're getting greased up in the Brighton shirt.
I
Right.
do
If
it.
you single-handedly, he's going to rub it in.
As long as I
Well-
don't get chased by Just Stop Oil, I'll be fine.
The thing is, we're all taking them. You're taking the mick out of Brighton, but to be honest, Brighton will probably turn up on Saturday.
Yeah, who are they playing? Let's have a look.
Chelsea.
Let's have a look ahead to Saturday. Actually,
Oh yeah, it's Chelsea A team versus Chelsea B team.
Chelsea versus Brighton at Brighton. So
Oh,
sorry.
Graham
The
Potter's
Brighton A
return.
team versus Brighton B team.
Brighton, I actually think Brighton are going to beat us.
You are so negative nowadays, but then you're also the most positive about Chelsea, but then you're also so negative about them now.
You got to think logically. Brighton.
I disagree. Genuinely,
But the
not
thing is,
because it's Brighton, not because it's Brighton, but because I still maintain Brighton have sold 3 of their best players this summer, and they've lost another one of their best players through really disappointing circumstances.
Poor
the
guy.
only thing keeping that, you look at that team, right, and it's a mid-table team, right, at best. Graham Potter and his tactics have kept them in that position where they are now. I think Chelsea are going to beat Brighton. Chelsea are too good for Brighton.
Yeah, but the last few times we've played Brighton, we've drawn.
That's because they've had Graham Potter. They've had Graham Potter.
But he's gonna obviously Graham Potter's gonna want to go there, and he's gonna want to get 3 points. Of course he is. He wants to get 4th place. He wants to at least be 4th going into the World Cup, and he's gonna want to hang on to 4th place. He doesn't want to be chasing the pack and stuff. And he obviously wants to win. And he's gonna get. I like to think he would get a standing ovation because he did do a terrific job at Brighton. He is a good manager in general. I'm not saying that because he's a Chelsea manager. I'm saying that in general because I think he's a good manager, but I do think he will also have the back of his head.
Before we look ahead, I want to bring something else up before we look at the fixtures. If we just run down the results anyway from the weekend, West Ham won last night in some controversial circumstances. They beat Bournemouth 2-0. Aston Villa walloped Brentford 4-0. People were actually tipping Brentford for the drop. What do you two think?
Nah, I think they'll survive.
Leeds lost to Fulham. Southampton drew with Arsenal. Leicester smashed Wolves. Jamie Vardy struck again, barking at the crowd. Like his eye show speed. Tottenham lost to Newcastle on Sunday. That was a surprising result, in my opinion. But Newcastle are currently 4th. They are occupying the spot that Chelsea should be in at the moment. Nottingham Forest beat Liverpool. There was no fixture that was 3-0. Man City beat Brighton 3-1. And Man U and Chelsea played out a 1-1 draw. That was quite a good game, actually. But talking about Man United, Ronaldo, he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there. Ten Hag doesn't want him there. He's there as a marketing piece. He doesn't want to be at Man United. And it's down to the Glazers. What isn't, however, down to the Glazers is how he handles the whole situation. He was suspended. He was stopped from going to the Chelsea game. He was effectively suspended. And then it's come out today that he is actually being made to train by himself.
Oh, yeah. There's no smoke.
And do you know what, right? And Eric Ten Hag has got it completely right, in my opinion, there. If you go round and you storm off down the tunnel, you refuse to come on with five minutes to go, you should be suspended, fined, and made to train by yourself.
But to be fair, so many people have done that, though. Like, not even just players. Watch Jose Mourinho at any match. He'll leave 5 minutes before the end.
No, but that's no excuse, is it? He refused to come on to play for Manchester United.
Yeah, that I disagree with. I think he's completely wrong.
He proclaims his love for the club. I think he's acted absolutely disgracefully. I think he's the GOAT, right? But he's acted in such a manner that if I was a Man U fan, I wouldn't want him in my club. He doesn't want to play for the shirt.
The thing is, it's hard here because he is such a terrific player, and I think he is the best player in the world in my eyes. He is the best player in the world, and I do think, in a way, coming back to Man United was a massive mistake because if you look at their stats this season, they've actually done better without him.
They have.
They actually have, and the thing is, he's been punished. I'll be very surprised if we do see Ronaldo in a Man United shirt again this year. And I'll be very surprised if I do. I'll be very surprised if he gets a Europa League game. I'll be surprised if he gets a Carabao Cup game. I'll be surprised if he gets an FA Cup game. But I do think how he's handled things is terrible. And I do see where he's coming from. He wants to play. He is still in a good condition. Of course he is. But at the same time, his age does have that little bit of effect. Even though he doesn't look his age, he does look really good, and he still will boss it wherever he goes. He'll just score goals for fun. But I do think how he's handled this situation. I think Ten Hag has been fair because obviously we all know he handed a transfer request in the summer. He didn't want to be there in the summer. I don't think he's part of Ten Hag's plans majorly, but I do think how he's handled, to refuse to come on with 5 minutes to go against Tottenham Hotspur and then walk down the tunnel is a disgrace. And you had every right to be. You had every right to not be nowhere near the club on Saturday. You had every right not to be there. True. And he's been fined 2 weeks' wages. But I do think he needs to go. But his contract comes up in the summer. I don't know if they were to sell him in January. What could they get with him? What can they get for him with his contract coming up in June?
Well, whatever they get for him won't be down to his playing ability. I don't think. It'll be down to. It's a bit like when Pele went to America. Football in America back then was crap. Nobody wanted to go there, but they were giving him the big bucks, and he was constantly marketed. He didn't play much. And he didn't play very well.
If Ronaldo was to go somewhere like America, I think he would just boss it, and he'll be scoring goals for fun with his eyes closed. But there's rumours that he'll happily go back to Serie A and play for Napoli.
Yeah,
I think he'll go Sporting. I think if anything, he'll finish. I think he should probably finish his career in Sporting because I think that would be a good sort of fairy tale sort of story for him. Go back to Portugal, win the league.
At the end of the day, I do believe he does love Manchester United with all his heart. That was the club that literally got his career kicking off with Fergie there. Fergie got his career going with Man United, and he became a star at Manchester United. He was an upcoming star at Sporting, but where he went to Manchester United and bossed it for so many years, he won every single trophy you could think of at Man United. There's not one trophy he didn't win there, and obviously, it's what
the Club World Cup.
I think he won that as well.
Yeah, he won that.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. But for him now,
I've got the show with the badge on it.
He needs to he can end his Man United legacy this way because he's going the wrong way of ending it. Because he will go down as a club legend and maybe possibly a future Manchester United manager one day. I don't know. We don't know. But he's ending his Man United legacy the wrong way now.
He is.
He really is.
What are your thoughts, Chris?
No comment.
No comment.
No, I'm checking. No, I agree. I mean, to be fair, the whole situation is terrible.
Sit down. Are you all right? You actually agree with me here?
Let's say about that.
One of the destinations that has been bandied around for Ronaldo is Chelsea.
I don't want him. I don't know why Todd Bowley wants him.
I feel like that Todd, whatever his name is just playing career mode on FIFA, and he's literally like, oh, he's a high rating, he's a high rating, he's a high rating, sign. I mean, but with Ronaldo though, I think the issue is, I think at the start of the season, I don't think there was a lack of communication, I think, between Ten Hag and Ronaldo, saying where he wants him, if he wants him in his plans or not. Because that could have been sorted there and then. Be like, all right, I don't want you in the squad. I don't want you part of the team or in the future. But okay, thank you very much. Goodbye. But unfortunately, that wasn't a conversation handled.
No.
Which it should have been. But I think that could have saved so many issues.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I think he should have gone in the summer. I think you should have just sold him in the summer, whatever you got for him. That's what I mean. Like, that could have been the outcome. Yeah, it would have been sad to see him go. Yeah. But it would have been the best thing to do at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this Man United will not be in the situation where they are now. I do think it is a big, dark, grey cloud over the club. Don't get me wrong. On Saturday, Man United played very well. I don't fault them. They were playing brilliant football in the first half. Second half, I felt like both teams didn't want to make a mistake, so they were happy with the draw. And obviously, yeah.
Sorry.
But who's that? Chelsea, Man United, the game.
Oh, to be fair, Chelsea was shit. First half, you guys.
Oh yeah, crap. Chelsea were terrible. But when Kovacic came on the midfield, the game sort of changed a bit. But it wasn't a massive difference. Man United was still all over us in the first half, even when Kovacic did come on. But at the end of the day, we only got you a couple of times on counter-attack. But the game weren't great anyway. I felt like the second half, both teams were just happy with the draw.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that could have been a comfortable win for United. But the problem was, though, was the fact that Ten Hag made very negative changes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like bringing on McFred.
What is he? Fred's not been too bad lately, though, has he? Let's be real.
Are you joking? Are you joking?
Let's be real. He's not been too bad, has he?
Who?
Fred.
Who can't stream one pass?
Yeah, but he's been a lot better than he was last season.
It wasn't fucking hard. He was god-awful last season. He's one above that.
And what makes my day is the fact that you brought McTominay on and he gave away a penalty within a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing I wouldn't have done, I would have kept that bastard on the bench like he was against Spurs until we're 2 goals up. And like literally the last 10 minutes, then you bring him on.
Honestly, that is a penalty. That is a penalty all day long. You cannot do that. You know.
I know you can, but McTominay does it week in, week out, outside the box, inside the box. Sometimes gets away with it. It's like, no.
They've been much better, though, haven't they, this season? Let's be real.
Who?
He's not made as... McFred. They've not made as many mistakes as they have. Then again, they haven't played as much.
Exactly.
So,
McTominay is proven he's an absolute donkey. Watch him for 90 minutes. He will frustrate the fuck out of you. If you're sort of cheering him on, watch him. He'll get the ball away. He will hide when the ball's being played around the back. He'll literally find the nearest striker and hide next to him. Won't move for space. Doesn't look over his shoulder like Maguire doesn't. Fred is a fucking donkey. Literally. Oh my God.
I do think Man United's main concern is still the midfield. Yeah, they got Fernandes. Yeah, they got Casemiro. But how old is Casemiro now?
Yeah, and
34?
No, he's 30.
Oh, is he 30? Oh, okay.
So they've still got a couple of years out of him, and he did. To be fair to him, fair play to him on Saturday. He scored a brilliant header. I couldn't fault that header.
Do you know who Man United could go for? He's at Bayern Munich now, but
Frankie De Jong.
No.
We still need
him.
Who?
Ryan Gravenberch.
No, I mean he's
young,
good,
he's strong. He can run, so he could be a box-to-box midfielder if he wants to.
Or we could get proven quality in Frankie De Jong, who can do box-to-box.
But we all know the logistics around that, though, don't we?
I mean, give it to the summer, and if we get the Champions League football, it'd be like Jadon Sancho the other year. He didn't want to join us until we got Champions League football.
True.
We got Champions League football and gave him Europa League.
And now you're playing, what is it? Armenia Nicosia.
Exactly.
Everyone's...
I don't know. The thing is, there's obviously Ten Hag still has players in mind who he wants for January. Whether he'll get them in January, I don't know. Whether he'll get them he'll probably get players in the summer because he's obviously brought some players in from Ajax like Martinez, Anthony.
That's it.
What's that left back called?
They got him from FINED, yeah. Tyrell
But he obviously kept his eye on him whilst he was in the Dutch league. So he's obviously looking at players in the Dutch league who he thinks are young, talented.
What about Cody Gakpo as one for the future to replace potentially?
I do think the biggest blow for Manchester United right now is the fact that Varane is out. That's a big blow. And
please, God, don't fucking bring Maguire back.
He's out until the world.
Maguire. You're the best I've ever seen, Harry Maguire.
The thing is, right?
Who let this dickhead talk?
I was watching Mark Goldbridge the other day, and he had a very, very good point. You can't put Lindelof beside Martinez because they are so both quite short, right? So you're going to need a big man with Martinez, aren't you?
To be fair,
Harry Maguire.
I don't know what the update is for Varane right now. I don't know if he's out of the World Cup.
4 to 6 weeks.
He's out of the World Cup. It's a hamstring issue.
He's another, and obviously he's French. That's another setback for France, and obviously
come on England.
We'll be lucky to get past the last 16.
It does mess up Manchester United a little bit, but the only thing is when the World Cup starts, the injuries are a little bit not as bad because obviously Ten Hag will still have players because not all of Ten Hag's players are going to the World Cup. So that will give Ten Hag a chance to work with what he's got because obviously they'll probably have behind closed door friendlies. They'll still have training.
There's no friendlies before the World Cup.
They'll have to keep fit though. They'll have to play.
No, he means during the World Cup, like behind closed doors.
Yeah. Because somebody was telling me on stream last night that Everton are doing a the pre-season tournaments. They're having their own tournament in Australia, I think.
Yeah,
but they still lose.
The players that don't get called up to the World Cup, they have to have friendlies to keep match fit.
I bet they still lose.
Obviously, I don't know what players are going to get called up to the World Cup from Ten Hag's squad because obviously, I don't know.
I'll
give you a hint. It'll be Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire.
Luke Shaw.
Maguire, I mean, like other players like Rashford. Anthony.
I doubt Rashford's going to go because to be fair, he's been fucking useless.
Yeah, but it's Gareth Southgate we're talking about here.
What?
Gareth Southgate we're talking about here.
I mean, Southgate is a donkey. Yeah, makes sense. He'd probably pick his worst team.
I'd say Anthony will get called up, but probably won't play. Martinez will definitely go. De Gea will go.
Bruno.
Malacia, probably. Bruno definitely go.
Depends who they got as left back.
Ronaldo will go.
Yeah, Ronaldo.
I really hope Portugal win.
Argentina's in the World Cup, aren't they?
Yeah.
Martinez will obviously go.
Yeah. That's what I've just said.
I didn't hear you, sorry.
Jesus. Anyway, if we look ahead to the games on Saturday and Sunday, there is no game on Monday. So we have Leicester v Man City. We all know what way that's going to go.
A 0-0 like the Crystal Palace game.
Bournemouth versus
shut up,
Spuds. Probably. Bournemouth versus Spuds.
Go on, Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, yes. Bournemouth.
Come on, the Cherries.
Brentford v Wolves. Who do we reckon's got that?
I reckon Brentford.
Wolves have got the quality.
Brentford.
But Brentford have
Ivan Toney.
Ivan Toney could be going to the World Cup. Brighton and Hove Albion versus Chelsea. Chelsea's got that all day long, haven't they?
Brighton bend over versus Chelsea or shit.
Chris. Oh my God. I do not condone his words there.
You said it in your stream.
No, I didn't. Palace v Southampton. I think Palace. I said this the other day. I think it was in my TikTok video. Palace have been crap for the last couple of weeks. There was shit against Leicester City. There was shit against Wolves and got a result. You know, they got a result out of Leicester. And we played the same against Everton, and we quite deservedly got our asses kicked. I think this will be the game now where Patrick Vieira goes, enough is enough. We're going to go out there, and I think we're going to smash Southampton, to be honest. Newcastle v Aston Villa. Unai Emery's first game in charge is away against Newcastle. What way do we think that's going?
I don't know. I think it'll be 2-1 Newcastle with Aston Villa to go 1-0 up at half time.
Cool. Then we've got in the 5:30 kickoff, it's Fulham v Everton. I think that's got a draw written all over it, in my opinion. And then it's Liverpool versus Leeds at 7:45.
Liverpool will win that one.
Yeah. Do we think that Jesse Marsch might get the chop after the game?
Yes. If Liverpool win, Jesse Marsch will be gone, and that'll be another job in the Premier League that's available. Because it's
then again, it is Liverpool. You can't blame Leeds if they lose against Liverpool.
But you got to think logically, Scott Parker got sacked after losing 9-0. Liverpool got him sacked.
Arsenal v Forest on Sunday.
Arsenal win that.
Over it. And then
you got Then you got Manchester United versus Millwall United.
Do you mean wet spam?
Wet spam.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, we got Manchester United.
Yeah, if we'd had pants, why couldn't you beat us?
True.
We literally got a kickoff boost against you.
Kickoff.
Yeah,
kickoff
true.
glitch.
But we're still higher than you in the league, so. The mic drops.
I mean, you do realise we're not even at January yet.
I know. But you still shout them anyway.
A man you enter on, mate.
It's going to be extremely interesting, isn't it, the January transfer window after the World Cup. You know, there might be a lot more activity in it than there has been for years. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it this far in the video, put hashtag Sean for England. And thank you to everyone on stream. Thank you for the bits, by the way. I've got gifted bits while I was on a...
Hashtag Sean for England.
And yeah, see you in the next one.